Everybody have a chance to check those over?
Yep.
Sure.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the land bank minutes from the March 6, 2018 meeting.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All in favor of the motion respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Next item is consideration to award the land bank listing agent bid. Mr. Dinkle.
Mr. Chairman, and board members, put out an RFP. We got 3 responses. Mathis Luker, Remax, and then Caldwell Banker. So I think their responses are self-explanatory. You know, what we had anticipated was, I think I wrote it was a 2-year. And what we would have is my recommendation would be is once we decide what to do is then we would enter a contract with them. That way it's down in writing.
I don't recall, how long was the contract for, Alan?
Hang on.
2 years.
We advertised it as through 2019, and the city will have an option to renew for an additional 2 years through
So
2021.
it's like a year and a half from this point on through the end of
Yeah, a year and a half. So 2019, and then
Option to renew.
we would have an option to renew.
I read all 3 of the proposals, and I mean, all 3 of them really had, I thought, a lot of great options in it. To me, it seemed like they all pretty much ran down the same path on how they would approach it.
I think there are 3 really good firms, very experienced in what they do, very knowledgeable. I did like the approach that Coldwell Banker had with having photographs of each property and things really lined out with the website and all. Of course, it's all in planning stage at this point. And I know we would be funding the photos for part of that, and I wouldn't have a big problem with that considering the number of lots that we have available.
They had to add that additional 3,500 to the
Right,
city to
right.
be able to do.
So we saw one lot and we got that back, so I don't really have a lot of heartburn about that.
Oh, sorry. I did like how they took it upon themselves to go ahead and begin the work, I guess, on the website for the home
Right.
sites.
Yeah.
And then, if I recall, did they also say that they would provide us with a packet or something?
This one, the marketing packet?
There'll be regular reports too on status of things as well.
I believe that was the Remax one that said monthly reports.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of their first fully written page for Remax. Coldwell Banker did too, though.
But,
And we can make them, or have them do that. I don't know if we need it every month, especially while they're getting things up and running, but,
checkpoint checks along the way, and
also,
Progress checks.
Yeah. You know, of course, every sale is going to have to come flying through here because we have to then do all the process and notice and all those things. So, you know, it's not like, how many have you sold? I mean, they'll all flow through
Yeah.
here, you know. There's no choice on that.
are there any other comments?
Like you said, Mayor, these are all highly respected real estate agents within the
I
city.
do like the lower price between Remax and Coldwell Banker. I know that, you know, we established the lot cost at $5,000. I'm not sure every lot is worth $5,000. But we've already lowered the specials cost to zero from $24,000 to $39,000 based upon all their specials. So I don't know that we need to lower that anymore at all. But I don't want, to have too much extra cost built into the purchase of a lot as well. But I would prefer to have one of the lower cost bidders.
One of the things that I saw on page 7, and I don't have my computer because he's trying to fix it, it's written, sell them between 5,500 and 6,500. We were at 5,000, it was like.
Well.
Well,
I
if you
put-
add their fee on top of that,
I put the price at 5 to 65 because 5,000.
5 to 65.
Yeah, now you gotta decide. I assumed that from what I was hearing, the price were gonna be 1,000 to 1,500. So what I did was I said from 5 to 6,500. Now you decide if we want a 5,000 for a lot plus the fee, or 5,000 a lot minus the fee. Yeah. It was in the RFP. There it is.
It was like on page 7, the land bank is considering just selling the lots between 5,500 and 6,500.
And the reason I wrote that on there is we had not decided at that time if we were gonna eat the realtor fee, the listing agent fee, or you're gonna add it on. One of the things we sent to Earl last year, we need to know what they cost. I didn't quite get that, but they want to know, so I gave them a range in there that way we catch it.
the other question I had too is if someone just wants to buy the lot next door to them and not build a house, do they have to go through this to do that? Or can they just come to us without having to pay an extra 1,000 or 1,500 bucks? Or are we going to have an exclusion?
You could carve that out of your contract.
Yeah,
if
put our
they were
contract
willing
that,
to-
yeah.
I mean, you can, you're gonna have to have a listing
Right.
agreement
Right.
with these people, which I
Right.
recommend you have us look at,
Definitely.
because those can be dangerous,
Right.
believe me. And you can carve out anything you want as long as they're agreeable with it.
Because there's a fair number of people that are kind of watching this pretty close to see what we do here and
Yeah,
I agree that if this is my house and a lot next door, if I want to get it, why do I have to go through someone when I can go directly?
well, or pay an extra cost.
Right.
yeah.
That doesn't do you any good.
Yep.
My thinking was that it was $5,000, and if there's a fee for the realtor, we're eating that.
And that's
Whether
fine.
they
It's
come
gotta
to
sell,
us directly, it's 5,000, or they go through them, it's costing them 5,000. It's on our end that the difference is.
And I wouldn't have a big problem with that. It's not like we have a shortage of lots.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
The cheaper the better.
So we'll just make it 5 and be done, and then
Cheaper
if
the
they
better.
sell a lot, then they get the $1,000.
Yep.
Yep.
Good with that, Mayor?
All good with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we still need to pick a agent.
Again, with their being tied at 1,000 each, both being, like I said, highly respected firms, I don't really know what the tiebreaker would be.
Yeah, I guess I like you have a photograph or something with each lot. I thought that was kind of a unique thing. I mean, we could certainly require everyone to do that as part of the listing agreement. So,
Can I just throw something out there real quick?
sure.
You know, would it not be more of a benefit, and I'm just saying this, just throwing this out there, to have 3 highly respected firms working for us as opposed to just one? If there's any way they'd be interested in,
Well, they could have done that already, and they haven't done that. So, somebody needs to be responsible for the whole thing.
Right.
Make sure it gets done.
Well, and I would assume that if or salesman that works for another firm, not one of these 3, a firm from out of town, would say, I got a client that wants to buy 3 lots. They go to the listing agent, one of the 3 you pick, and I'm assuming it's just like when I bought my house, that the person who brought me to the realtor got part of the commission. And that'd be between them, of course, but I think that's very routine, of course.
Well, they
As
state
somebody-
that they
Yeah.
would give offer 500 to the
Okay.
selling real
Yeah.
estate company.
Yeah,
Because
so,
it's kind of like MLS, right?
yeah.
And I think the other thing too, by having that 2-year contract, so at the end of the 2 years, if we were putting it out for bid again, then
Well, I wrote it that there'd be an option for them to ask for renew, and we would have to give them, well, no, we don't want you, they don't want to do it. Because I think everybody realized, and my thought upon that one, and we had discussed it, is that it's going to take some time.
Sure.
And is 18 months enough? Is 40 months enough? I don't know. It's a guess. I mean, because they're going to be making some investment, putting some process in place.
but I kind of think when we limit it to 2 years is good with that company having the option, but then we're kind of eliminating any other, because if I had it and I'm doing well, I might not want to give it up. And
Well, why would we want you to give it up if you're doing well? I mean, why would the land bank, if you're
Yeah.
doing really good, why would we want to switch? I mean, that's not an unusual thing to have some options in there.
So to be on a company, they'll ask for renewal.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Or it's up to you. I mean,
Up
you can
to
still
us.
say no to
Yeah.
them, but
But I think in the end too, though, it is a win-win, the 500 and the 500. So if it's part of the MLS and one of these
Right.
other companies is selling it, they're still getting, they're getting half of the money. Half
Might
of
be
that-
even beneficial to some of the other companies because they don't have the initial headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting for a motion.
I'd make a motion that we accept the bid from Caldwell Banker for the price of $1,000 per lot and make them our listing agent.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion or comment? All in favor of the motion respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
and we'll get with them and start the legal process.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
No, we
No.
have one more
A little
item.
more.
Oh, yeah, I'm
We got
sorry.
that off.
I got this in the last week, offer from a realtor, that someone wants to buy a lot for $3,000 with the specials waived. We prepared everything. My only concern is if you start doing that, we're gonna have more in the same situation.
Yep.
The only positive I could see about this one is that that person is already paying specials on the lot they live on. So they would not be paying on this one. But then again, how are you gonna rank that? Because I got another email last night for another lot on the Brookbend area. And that one's a little different. It's a single lot just scattered amongst houses. I mean, this one here is, there's a lot of, there's a house beside, but then there's vacant lots, down the street and
I
across
think
the
it was
street.
a condominium or
Yeah, they own the west half of the townhome or whatever you call them.
I think there are some lots which are not very good lots, partial lots, or part of it's a ditch or something.
This
Then maybe
one's-
those lots are not worth $5,000.
This one is not.
This one's not worth $5,000.
No, it's flat.
It's fine.
It's not.
Okay, it's buildable.
Yeah.
Okay,
I haven't.
that
looked-
to me is the difference.
I haven't got I told the people from Brookbend to send me an offer. And, but I did not drive up there, but I don't know. On Brookbend, maybe a little different than on
maybe we can look it up. And
Sutter Highlands.
I think we needed to hold on to our number and see what the
I would agree.
land bank listing agent can do for us. Like I said, we've already cut cost a ton for each one of these lots.
Yeah.
So, we've helped a lot on our end.
Yeah.
And I think it's a bad precedent to set to allow this to occur on a buildable lot.
So I'll make a motion that we counteroffer at the $5,000 for the lot with no specials.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Make a
To adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
See you at 7.
I started too soon, but I didn't know